Genius, and this is Chad MacDonald. My name is Rodney Dean, and we're happy to have a discussion that we had planned in regards to digital hygiene. You have been a part of the discussion when last time we discussed, what did we discuss last time? Passwords. And you had a lot to say about that last time.
Oh, quite a bit. Not enough, unfortunately, because I still get people saying, "Can you reset my password, please?" Or "How do I recover my password?" I'm like, oh.
It's always
the struggle is real, and it continues.
So, and in with our ideas to help you guys understand more about how to protect yourself from yourself, we're going to discuss a little bit more about backing up. Backing up as a protocol for your organization or for yourself individually. And today on Matt's Genius on Matt's Genius Computer Show, Chad is going to give us a little bit more insight as to how come backing up is so important. So, Chad, why is backing up so important? Well, let's start at the beginning. What is backing
up? Information is taking a copy of your data and making it another safe spot. So you have your copy that's on your computer.
Okay.
And assuming another, that's what a backup is. If you're not storing it on a completely different device of some sort, it doesn't quantify as a backup.
Okay.
So I hope that really defines what that is.
So a backup is not having your computer program having your computer program on the same computer. A backup is basically taking your information from one source and storing it somewhere else.
Correct, yeah. So to give you a couple examples, back in the 90s, I used to, make CD-ROMs.
Okay.
Before that, I'd use the 3.5-inch floppy disks. And even before that, I would use the big black floppy disks that were like 5 inches right there.
The struggle was real back then, right? That was the real struggle.
Oh my gosh. I started using MP3s and things like that. I discovered the small, 3.5-inch floppy disk could only hold like a quarter of a song. It was like, wow, we have come a long way.
Yes, we have.
So, using those mediums, like putting information into those, that's a backup.
Okay.
When you safely store them and you put them away, like I said, that's a backup.
Sure.
There's other devices that you can use, such as USB thumb drives. You can use external hard drives. What else? And of course, now today with internet, there's well.
And we want to get into a little bit of that right now, as far as we know that a lot of our viewers and your customers are very interested in digital hygiene for their own personal safety.
Mm-hmm.
Give us why backing up helps to accommodate for personal safety of information.
Well, personal safety, one thing that comes to mind is taxes. I think if I lost my taxes, I would be in very serious trouble because I've got now TurboTax records dating back to 12 years. So if I lose that and I get audited next year, I could be facing some serious, backlog of work.
Sure.
I could be, in trouble with the IRS, somewhere maybe I messed up. But that's one personal, example of, where you can get in trouble when you don't have a backup.
Okay, yes.
Photos are another example of something that's very, very precious to people. You can't recreate the wedding. You can't recreate those first moments of your baby. And when those moments just disappear, it's completely devastating for my customers.
Oh, yeah.
So that is another, area, to think about what you should be backing up. And that's, within the personal safety. Those, documents and photos seem to be the biggest things that people want to back up all the time and make sure that they are. Music and movies can be pulled from the internet relatively easy, if you have bought it from iTunes, or if you're using Netflix,
right.
Spotify for music.
Who buys music?
Are you Spotify?
We're just joking. Of course, there's a lot of issues that go into intellectual property, and of course we all buy music. But okay, so backing up to protect yourself from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So what that means is that people do not back up. Why? Because they think they're lazy, they may forget to, or they just don't know how to. And when you are I would say you as accusing anybody, but
sure.
As a person who allows those things to slip by, that's that's self-destruction. Like you control those things, and that's why it's protecting yourself from yourself.
Okay.
Backing up, things will fail, no matter what. Your computer will fail, your backup drives will fail, and if you don't keep your eye on the system and actually protect yourself by protecting that system, that's where the thing comes all together.
Okay.
Protecting yourself from yourself by actually doing the backup itself.
So the protecting yourself from yourself is you doing your appropriate backup.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. We also know that backing up, like you said, it takes a lot of different forms in the form of hardware, thumb drives, floppy disks, well, floppy disk or whatever. But now in the digital age, talk a little bit more about how backing up has changed.
Oh my gosh. So, going from manual labor to backing up once a week, making the same copies, and then you would have a library of the same folder, only just different copies, So we've now strayed away from there to these awesome software systems and large devices that can hold a lot of space and, also take the changes as they come and not take up any more space. So for example, Apple came out with this fantastic backup process called Time Machine. And it's great. You plug a hard drive in,
okay,
you click a switch that says turn on, and it looks like a light switch, and then it goes. And it starts backing up everything automatically from the day you changed like that one little period sentence to like adding a terabyte worth of music to it. It'll back up all of that stuff.
And it backs it up to the hard drive itself.
Correct. It will back it up to an external hard drive that you choose, and you can safely store it, and you can plug it in as many times as you want, or leave it plugged in, and it'll automatically back up all the time.
Okay.
There are other services that are out there as well that do the automatic backup. I know Windows has Windows Backup integrated into it.
Okay.
And there's a couple of other favorites that are out there within within the enterprise community. But I won't go into that part right now.
Well, I mean, if it's part of backup, we're interested, because right now, I think that there are a lot of people for the first time that are really starting to command serious business on their computer. There's, and in this digital age where all of your purchase history can be put on your computer, all of your financial history, like you were talking about, with your taxes and with all of the other things that are going on, and different streams of they protect them to be hacked and have your services confiscated, but not to be making personal decisions that cause you a lot of problems or those types of things, and being able to have that avoided. That's what we're talking about. So talk a little bit more about how that happens automatically. Is there a system out there that if you are a single mother, that you don't have to put another box on the checklist for something else in the week that you have to do?
Well, I'll go through it. So I told the steps of how to set up with an Apple. Let me just re-clarify. I mean, here's how you set up a backup process with an Apple computer. Plug in the hard drive.
Okay.
A menu will pop up and says, "Do you want to use this hard drive for a Time Machine backup?" You say yes.
Oh.
And then you click an on switch, and then it goes. Windows backup, you plug in a hard drive to your PC, and then you can type in the word backup on your anywhere in the search bar. then another menu will pop up, and you can be able to say, select this disk.
Okay.
And back up to that hard drive that you have, it sees. So if you're good at navigating a computer, those are 3 easy steps on both platforms. And of course, anybody else is having a hard time out there, come and see me.
That's Chad MacDonald with Genius Computer, and definitely come down and see him. 747 Sheridan Boulevard, Suite 6B. We are happy to be able to have Chad here and have this kind of information to be able to give out to you. A lot of people that are there's always new people into an old space.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like right now with the area that we're very influential in, the cryptocurrencies areas and all, there's a lot of professionals that are looking to have services that secures their business. What do you suggest when it comes to backups? Are there services out there, enterprise type services out there?
Absolutely. I mean, so Dropbox does a really good job within, at least in the cloud-based services. I've been integrating my B2B customers with them because I believe that they have a pretty good platform with what the features are available, and it does a great job. That's one huge thing. However, it's probably not the best solution because you're trusting your information with somebody else.
Okay.
Now, another enterprise, backup solution is having your own in-house server setup where it backs up all the different machines that you have and all the data that you have on the network into a nice space.
Okay.
And Windows servers have those built into it, and of course, you just need to allocate them to do that, and that's one way that people keep their information nice and safeguarded, especially if you can't let it be out there on the cloud.
Right. You mean because there's security issues out on the cloud, or what?
Well, I would definitely say that if I'm going to come up to you and I say, hey, here's all of my financial information, I'm going to trust you with it right there, and it's a matter of question of what kind of what am I entrusting to you? How much can I trust you with it? And particularly if I am a financial service, I would not want to have my information out on somebody else's servers.
Okay.
Because it's very data sensitive, and it could be it's breach of confidentiality on so many different levels. What else? Yeah, there's a really good idea for that financial institution to do their backups in-house.
Right.
Yeah. Same with lawyers, even of course doctors' offices in order for them to comply. Let's see now.
So having a server in-house, is that counting as a backup?
It does. It 100% does, because it's a device that's outside of what you're trying to back up. So you're making a copy once again from your computer to somewhere else, securing that data, making that a backup.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. And, but having more backups, obviously.
I do offsite backups where I just copy everything to a hard drive, and then I simply take it to my mom and dad's house.
Okay.
And I, hand it to them, and they put it in their fire safe. And of course I keep it encrypted.
Right.
And it's secured. And then there's, I have iCloud. I use that for unsensitive materials as a backup. I have my own local storage disk space called Drobo, and I can hold a ton of information. It's a nice piece of hardware that can hold a lot of information. And then what else? Yeah, so right there's about 3 or 4 different backups that I have just with that example. You can never be too safe.
Oh, and obviously, a lot of people out there would like to know more in regards to how they can secure their information using backups. And we've seen problems in the commercial realm where backups have failed. I know that it could be a very, very huge problem for some of these commercial enterprises.
Let me tell you a story it's only parts of it, but basically one customer came in and they got the crypto locker virus.
Oh, cool. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so to quickly sum up what the crypto locker virus is, it's a virus that gets in and it encrypts all your information, or it locks you out of all your information and it holds it for ransom.
Right.
Okay, so for this business, all of their servers and everything, how it was backing up was completely open. And so the encrypted data, the virus encrypted all the data on the backup on the server.
So even with the backup, the data got encrypted.
Correct, and they got locked out of probably like 5 current years of all their account, all. Get a good backup back together to get where they were, you know.
Information.
It was unsuccessful, and I was actually pretty surprised about that because that was the 8th case I've had with the crypto locker virus, and 7 out of the 8 received the data back from the ransomer, and I'm surprised that didn't happen this time around.
Wow, that is tough.
It is, because now it's like, well, you're not going to get any more money out of it, because like 7 other times we gave the ransomers money because it actually worked, and then we got this one guy who didn't. It's kind of an interesting thing, as a ransomer, you don't actually do what you do, and now you have a bad reputation as. So I just think it's funny.
A field where reputation is so important, and having the thought that there's a person that is kidnapping information and is a bad movie script all over it, has bad movie script written all over it. But I think that it really shows where we're at in this day and age.
I do have one thing to add with that business, and that is the moral of the story.
What is that?
The moral of the story is that they did have a centralized backup unit, but they did not have a current detached backup. So like I copied everything I want, and they should have done something kind of like that, where they made a backup but was disconnected from their current server and everything.
Okay, so when I ask you the question about the server being on site, it has to be detached from the working spaces for it to be safe, or
so picture this: we got the computers, we got the backup, the Windows backup server. Okay, that's gonna be always connected and constantly backing up. Okay, but then once you got a nice backup, then what you want to do is make a copy and pull it out. So you got one copy here and another copy right here for to place in a nice safe spot physically, and then you still have that backup going on between your computers and the Windows server. At that point, you now have a copy here, a copy here, a copy here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Automatic backups, and then you just schedule like once every 2 months.
So the degrees of backup differ. Monthly.
The backup is a combination of policies, people, and technology work together. Otherwise, we can have a just like that.
Right, for us to keep our systems working fluidly and being able to take advantage of this beautiful time that we live in American history. I mean, in history of the world, in my opinion, being able to take advantage of so many great things so quickly because we have this machine working for us is a fantastic thing. Now, are there any other options that go along in the backup realm? Are there, when you talk about cloud options, let's talk about the options a little bit. The cloud.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't seem to feel like the cloud was a secure avenue. Tell me more about cloud backup.
My feelings on cloud backup is they're great control over it. You know, you trust it. If you put up very sensitive materials, apparently you do trust it a lot.
Okay.
I would caution those people to put sensitive information, on a cloud base without encrypting it or taking those extra steps to make sure that they're protected. So when I talk about cloud backup, I just want to make sure that people just recognize, what content that they're putting up there, what control that they give to somebody else with their information, and what steps they can take to keep using that feature, but keep it secure. So
okay.
So to simplify, if you are going to use a cloud backup service such as iCloud, Dropbox, OneDrive by Microsoft, Google Drive, there's many more out there.
Sure.
Place the information that you want up there, and then place the content that is very sensitive, encrypt it. And all your Bitcoin private keys, maybe your tax, even the I can't think of anything else right off the bat.
But yeah, pictures or the things that are very valuable to you. I was thinking, my challenge is that if you are involved in the cryptology and you disguise all of your information, but then the crypto locker virus, still locks up all the information, then is there a code that can be used to prevent the crypto locker virus from getting to the information in the first place? Are there procedures and ways that you can secure your information from that type of attack?
Well, to touch on the virus subject, keep everything updated as much as possible.
Okay.
Update your antivirus, update your operating system, stay off of naughty places that your mom would be very ashamed of you going to. And if you can keep those three things in there, that helps with the total of your digital hygiene and keeping everything safe and secure.
Okay.
Fortunately, when it comes to viruses such as the CryptoLocker one, it's kind of like a real human disease. We have to get to know it first in order to be able to actually cure it. And so this is, unfortunately, viruses are like these. In order to solve them, they're reactive solutions, not proactive solutions.
Okay.
The only proactive solution I already spoke of. So those three things: update your operating system, update your antivirus, and stay away from
the bad places.
Yeah, those are the three preventative things right there that you can do.
So update, stay away, and
update your operating system. Update your antivirus.
Do in order to help ourselves protect ourselves from ourselves regarding backing up our information. And this, especially like Chad says, if you are in the crypto field and you have your digital keys to a lot of your information, not just your Bitcoin, because there's a lot of things that can be done on the blockchain that that need keys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like storage is one place that you can go. It's an awesome decentralized backup spot. You get actually rewarded with coins. Sorry, I got off to tangent right there for a second about them. But I'm sorry. Ask your question again.
Well, it wasn't really a question. It was a statement that you helped us understand these things. But I am very interested in the cryptology field with Bitcoin and with understanding procedure. What policies go well with companies? I mean, you can say backup, but how do you help the average employee understand why backing up is so important?
Well, it's easy to, once you relate to them like the stories and remind them like, hey, do you remember what happened last week when
right, when you didn't get your paycheck? That was because you didn't back up, right?
You know, even sometimes, you know, they don't even learn, actually, and you have to, you know, do the worst, and they actually have to let them go, which is, I've seen that happen. They left the Post-it on it, but to emphasize that individual employee, you know, how much, you know, how crucial it is to back up. I would not put that, you know, to be honest, I would not put the responsibility in their hands.
Okay.
Because we, as a business owner, I would have them be focusing on that specific job. They're not IT, so they need somebody to come in and make sure that all that stuff is being backed up.
Do you know somebody who could help them? That would be Chad MacDonald, a genius for computers.
This ain't an advertising show.
This is not a shameless plug for Genius Computer,
right?
but it is. You know, we all have to living that we have to make, and it's not bad for you guys to go out there and support people that are in our community that are willing to work with you and the simple things. And there's a lot of information that just goes by me and other people that are not familiar with what's going on, that you yourself have to be familiar with because you're in the industry, the security industry, or you know, at least retrieving, helping. I think I would like to discuss timing, because you can back up every day, like we were saying, and you can back up every month or whatever, but does that also allow for people to figure out when you are backing up so they know when to hit you? So, you know, if you get a regular schedule, you know, the guard always walks around the building at 9 o'clock, so we either get him before or after he walks around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, as for like a scheduling backup, you know, how I would do it, you know, if the resources were available in-house, it's very easy to make a backup in there with all the computers. Once we've made that automatic backup, I would come in once a month and just make have a copy already on. I'm sorry, excuse me. I would have another device that's on there making a copy of that backup that's being made.
Okay.
So at the same time, 2 backups are being made. I would then come in and grab one of those copies and bring it to a safe house, at a data center, and keep that information safeguarded somewhere else. So now we have this, you know, nice scheduled once a month system of, you know, routine backups and also, you know, offsite backups.
What is to keep the crypto virus from infecting your hard drive, the one that you have attached to the other one?
Well, the thing, so we have to observe every single backup. You know, I would say like the once a month backup, I would go through, observe it, make sure that nothing was corrupted or anything before I deposit it or replaced the previous backup. So we got to make sure that the data is curated and is protected and it can be retrieved as well before, like I said, it gets deposited and put into storage.
Okay.
If the crypto locker virus does happen to get onto it, then I can, you know, look at that current backup and say, no, we're not taking this one. Okay, we need to roll back, you know, using this 1 month backup.
Okay.
So that's a possibility. Another possibility, in order to get somebody back online from the crypto locker, if we had, you know, Dropbox has a great enterprise version solution feature, meaning that if you make a change on a document that's backed up on Dropbox, it'll remember what you changed before that.
Okay.
So we can go back in time and grab our Dropbox of what it'll look like here and bring it to the present, and then get rid of all the corrupted crypto locker locked data.
All right.
So that's another way in order to bring a company back up to speed if they do get infected by such a terrible thing.
After doing the backup. Now, after the release of the information, after you paid ran back up, you guys, does the information come back in the same quality it was taken?
Correct. Yes. Out of the 7 times, yes. what happens is that a simple program is given to a guy, who's the hostage.
The hostage, right?
Yeah,
Right.
the hostage.
Okay.
So a program will be given to them once they pay the ransom, and they just open it up and it starts unencrypting everything.
Okay.
But you're not safe there yet, because there's I mean, if the CryptoLocker virus got on your computer, who knows how many windows or how many gates are open for other viruses to jump in. So once you've removed your data safely from the computer, your computer still needs to be fixed up because it's still virus ridden.
And that's a very good point. I was going to ask, once, what happens after you do become infected with the virus? Do you get a new machine? What do you do?
Not actually. This can be totally cured. Basically, what you do is take all the data out of it and then curate it. Make sure that there's no traces of the viruses in any of the documents or anything else. Once that's done, then we can blow away the whole entire computer and start it from scratch, where there's not one bit or byte that is on it. And when we start off from ground zero, we can reassure that there is no viruses, that the CryptoLocker is not going to return on that particular machine. When it comes to a business, we have to check out every single machine, because this is a virus that can hop from one computer to the other.
That sounds like a really intensive process.
It does. It can. It's kind of like getting the bed bugs in your house. Once one room's got it, you have to clean the whole entire house.
Right.
And it's that serious of a procedure.
Well, I hope that what Chad just explained to you gives you an impetus to begin to back up all of your stuff on the computer, and make sure that you have Genius Computer come by and help you with your computer needs. This has been a very informative episode. Chad, what else are you going to share with us in the future when it comes to digital hygiene?
Well, let's see now. Digital hygiene, I think we are, since we talked about viruses so much, I think we'll take a break from protecting yourself from yourself, and we'll start on one part of protecting yourself from others, specifically viruses.
Okay.
So we'll move into that area next week and talk about that and all sorts of weird critters that are out there and what they do. I'd like to ask you,
Sure.
with iJam Radio,
Yeah.
please tell the audience what you got going on with
iJam Media Services.
iJam Media Services.
iJam Media Services is right now very happy to have you on board. That's genius. And we've also were able to produce some small videos in regards to the Denver Bitcoin Center. We have also a very big surprise coming in the very near future, working in the theater and doing some very historical recordings for posterity, for the Denver theater community. Looking a lot to work in the art and music community to show them more ways that they can get their information out and have it shared, and being able to prosper from sharing that information. iJam Media Services is also putting together several different events that are going to be working in the community. Of course, we're very interested in helping as many people as we can develop a Bitcoin persona.
Yeah.
Especially in the arts and in the products and services category. So we're taking a very aggressive leadership position in the media aspect to talk to the leaders in the different communities that are emerging here in Colorado and around the world, to discover more about medical and industrial agriculture, to really invest in the infrastructure that goes along with helping mechanically assisted people, and There's a lot, Chad. I mean, man, if you start pulling my string, I start, I think about it, and then I appreciate you
I just wanted you to share out everything because you're a huge contributor to the show. You are the foundation that like the cement block. You are the wing. My wings.
But no, we are, the media services owes a big debt of gratitude to you for your support in helping us with our technology aspects. And we owe a big round of support to the Denver Bitcoin Center as well, and all of the people that are there. And we're always going to be in the Bitcoin arena, working very, very hard to talk to those people and make sure that they can contribute as much as they want to in regards to information for people that are newly coming into this space. Man, last night, that's another pull my string thing, but we have people coming in that are new every day, and so when they're hearing about your services, or they're hearing about the Denver Bitcoin Center, or they're hearing about other things, or the iSham Media Services aspect, all of that ties together in just to trying to be at the tip of the spear and promoting, the safest ways to transact peer-to-peer transactions.
Absolutely.
And so, and I love art and music and all of that. And so I'm gonna go that way. I think I need to lose about 40 pounds.
Give it to me.
Yeah, I will, man. I wish I could, because I'm for radio. However, we do appreciate you guys showing up with us on a regular basis. We're going to start definitely getting more of these videos out. We're so excited about being part of this community, helping all of you be safer and enjoying your tool and the computer. And my name is Rodney Dean.
I'm Chad MacDonald.
This has been Genius Computer. Thank you.